What happened? Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Hero. This is Coding with Strangers, and I want to talk about something. I don't really get to talk much about Nigeria and tech. As you guys don't know, I'm a proper Yoruba boy, straight out of Lagos. And tech in my home country has always been this very surface thing that never really garnered a lot of interest. I remember, like, when the first PlayStation game came out, and I think it was Street Fighter Hyper Edition for the PlayStation. The one with Skullmania, and it just had some of Street. One of those Street Fighter games had one of the most, the realest. If I could find a GIF animation, I'll put it up right now. Uh, that was impressive as hell for me back in the day, and I used to have to like walk a mile to go to these gaming centers just to play, just to get beat in the best 3 out of 5 and sit there and watch the tournament for the rest of the days. And that's why those type of games are like super cool. But like from a tech perspective, Nigeria is way back there, and it doesn't have to be. Like all of my houses in Nigeria have a solar panel, so like we don't ever need or want for electricity. But Nigeria is considered third world by the standard of there's not 24 hours electricity. So it's always interesting to me whenever these companies come into our territory and try and do a thing. I don't know, we'll get into it, but let's see what's going on here. Nigeria rejects Binance CEO bribery claims as divisionary tactics. Oh, man. Hey, one thing Nigerians gonna do, they gonna play the game. This is your Nigerian prince telling you that I have a cavalcade of finances that I need to store into a bank account because of our very corrupt government. I must use a different account. Please, if you would be so kind to lend me your account so that I could transfer you $100 million, and of course I would pay you for your services. I would greatly appreciate it. Just put your routing number in your and and your bank account, please. Man, can you believe people fell for that? Actually, I can't believe people fell for that. We're very charming. Abuja, May 8th, that's the capital. Nigeria authorized authorities on Wednesday denied allegations from Binance CEO soliciting briberies, saying the claims was a divisionary tactic and an act of blackmail amid undermining ongoing criminal charges against the company. So they are talking about it. This is great. Binance, the world's largest crypto exchange, and two of the executives face separate trials on charges of tax evasion and laundering more than $35 million, which the company is challenging. Tigran Gambarian, a U.S. citizen and a Binance head of financial crime compliance, remains in custody with the British Kenyan Nadami Anjalawala has fled the country. Damn. Okay. All right. Yo, this is wild. So basically the person who's in charge of making sure corruption and people stay compliant in their crime, they arrested him and charged him with laundering and tax evasion. The other dude they charged as well, but I guess he paid bail, or more than likely he bribed them, and he fled the country. He dipped. He didn't stay for his prosecution. Meanwhile, homeboy, oh man, meanwhile homeboy didn't bribe because he's part of the crime task force who's in charge of not doing bad things, and he's been in jail. CEO Richard Tenga, in a blog post, accused the unidentified Nigerian officials of demanding 150 million in cryptocurrency bribes to halt the investigation. That man, damn, not my people. I can't even defend this because I'm part of the problem, y'all. I'm part of the problem. I can't even defend this. I'm part of the problem. In a statement on Wednesday, Nigeria's Information Ministry spokesperson Rabia Ibrahim said it claims lack any iota of substance. Iota of substance. He accused Binance of attempting to undermine the country's legal proceedings. It is nothing but a diversionary tactic and an attempted act of blackmail by the company desperate to obfuscate the grievance and criminal charges it is facing in Nigeria, Ibrahim said. The facts of this matter remain that Binance is being investigated in Nigeria for allowing its platform to be used for money laundering, terrorist finances, and foreign exchange manipulations through illegal trade, he said. Nigeria's authorities claim that the bribery allegations are part of a wider campaign by Binance to discredit the investigation against the company, citing similar legal troubles in the United States. Binance did not immediately comment, but in a statement on Tuesday accused Nigeria of setting a dangerous precedent after its executives were invited for talks, then detained as part of a crackdown on the crypto industry. Tengen's blog is the latest in a dispute that has already seen Binance close in Nigeria. Nigeria blamed Binance for its currency problem after cryptocurrency websites emerged as the platform of choice for trading the Nigerian naira. The country grappled with a chronic dollar shortage. Binance said early March it was stopping all transactions and trading in naira. Now, Reuters is a little biased here, and I have a little bit of shame on Reuters because one look, the Nigerian naira, which is their currency, when I was living there when I was 12, I remember it was $1. For every dollar, it was like 300 to 200 naira. When I went back in 2022, it was like $1 for every $1 for 800 naira, and like now it's something crazy like 3,000 naira for $1. So that does encapsulate right when crypto started to go crazy here. Now, why would crypto be having such a major effect? While the Nigerian government is allowed to say and hopefully they can provide proof of this laundering and proof of this terrorism that is being used to usurp the system so that they could better track it. What it really comes down to is Binance came in and naira for dollar was an exchange that was possible. But when you throw in a third party like Binance or crypto will only take dollars. So it would force people to trade in their naira for dollars, which would then short the dollar in Nigeria, which would make it more valuable, which would then artificially inflate the dollar while simultaneously dropping the value of naira. And while this probably doesn't sound like a big problem to you, not everybody in Nigeria is a crypto bro. More than 70% of Nigeria lives under the poverty line for Nigeria. So it goes without saying, when people are using their currency, a lot of people in Nigeria have never seen or held an American dollar, talk less of $100. So for them not to be able to use their own currency or having to wheelbarrow 4,000 naira to go buy bread and groceries is ridiculous. Now, recently, a card system was implemented so people don't have to carry around wide amounts of money or physical money. Because when I went there the first two times, I literally had a backpack on in every picture, and the backpack progressively got bigger and bigger based on whatever we were trying to do that day. So you can always tell a foreigner whenever you're traveling to Nigeria, because they'll have that little sling bag because they know that they probably don't have a credit card or a debit card. That's not a problem for me anymore because I have multiple cards now. But I'm surprised that Reuters didn't talk more about the grievances that Nigeria has and how they probably tried to get the Nigerian government tried to get a list of names or people who were manipulating the system to better track them and to better rain down hell on them. And Binance didn't agree. I just love the fact that they detained two of them, and one of them made bail and dipped. He was like, I'm not about to play with these motherfuckers. I remember reading about this like a month ago, so it's good to see that there's an update. But like the crypto bros are mad. This is interesting to a fault, but I'm super curious to know what you guys think. Are the crypto bros ever going to learn a lesson? Great point pointing out that there's trouble with cryptocurrency here in America, but I'm very much interested to hear what you guys think. Do you think that Nigeria is justified in holding on to the executive in charge of crime and transparency? Executive is the irony of that situation is great. Let me know what y'all think. Clap it.